What's up, everybody? This is Colin from Holistic Heritage Homestead. I hope you're all well. Folks, I'm going to talk to you today about how you can save a lot of money on your grocery bill, okay? Let's get that number down, folks. Let's save that money. That money could be used for other more important things, better things. Who knows, maybe a vacation, all right? I'm going to talk to you about some really simple, perhaps obvious things to some of you, things that you can do to save a lot of money, okay? Now, pennies add up to dollars, dollars add up to a better life, all right, folks? So you might know these things, but like many things in life, you might not actually do them, okay? Some of these might be brand new to you, these ideas, okay? So I highly recommend you do these things, take the time, it's worth the effort. So today I'm going to be focusing on sauces, condiments, seasonings, things like that. Now, we buy our proteins, we buy our produce, preferably produce our own proteins, grow our own produce, you know what I'm saying? But folks, on the path to self-sufficiency, it's a process, and we buy things. We're not completely self-sufficient, we don't grow all of our own food. I don't know if that will ever happen, but we're aiming towards those goals, and we are slowly but surely achieving those goals. For now, we still buy stuff, all right? So, in no particular order, there are some things you could do. Your sauces, your condiments. A lot of people, they use it like this. Let's say, here we go. Boom, I'm making a little marinade. Oh, no, that's it. And then in the garbage. All right, don't do that. There's money in there. There's pennies in there. Don't waste it, okay? Waste not, want not. So what I did in here with this ketchup, once it was almost empty, you folks might consider it empty, not empty, I took some organic apple cider vinegar, added it to that, boom, give it a few little shakes, how you doing, all right, and then I add. Now, the way we cook a lot of different ways, folks. We love to get down in the kitchen, we really make things happen, just saying, we do though. That's another way you can save money. Cook your own food. So, marinade, sauces, gravies, things you could add to soups and also stews, things like this. One of the benefits, another benefit of doing things like that is you don't, besides not wasting things, you're using things up in your fridge. How many times do you folks have stuff sitting in your fridge with not much in it, all right, and it's there for days, weeks, months, and then it goes in the garbage? That's a waste. Do not waste, all right? So I'm gonna do the same thing with the barbecue sauce here and continue to talk to you. So, apple cider vinegar is one of those great things you could use to get the rest out of your bottles. White vinegar, balsamic vinegar, depends on what you're cooking, what you want your marinade to be. Sometimes we'll cook and it's kind of a one pot, one pan kind of a thing where the marinade becomes the sauce. Now folks, quick little cooking tip for you. You don't need a long time to marinate things to impart flavor. Now, granted, if I had this chicken soaking in marinade overnight, it's going to have more of that marinade flavor. 15 minutes will still help. It's still going to be better, in my opinion and my experience, all right? So here, now these are truly empty. You could save them if you want. These are plastic. Not about that life, folks. Glass, glass, glass. This is something I'm more likely to keep, okay? We try to be non-toxic here. And you'll get a flow, a rhythm. You'll repeat certain things like mustard. It's great for sauces. Salmon, chicken, gamey meats, things like lamb, venison, mustard. Very, very good, okay? So you work your way through things, all right? Also, another tip for you. Sauce packets. Now, this is not a lot of volume, okay? This is Salsa del Sol Picante sauce, all right? If I could even open this thing, whatever. Maybe I won't. But you open these things up, try another one, come back to that one. And you just use them, folks. You just use them, okay? You're adding, for example, there's like a taco sauce or something. It's gonna add a lot of really great, diverse flavor profiles, okay? Taco Bell, it's garbage. We do eat garbage on occasion. I highly recommend staying away from that stuff. Haven't had it in some time now, okay? Your dry stuff, like your Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese is very expensive. Now, I'm not saying this stuff is healthy. Cooking at home, whole foods, all natural stuff is healthier in general for most people than buying garbage out at stores. Do we aim for all grass-fed? Yes. Do we aim for all organic? Yes. Do we try to produce our own food? Yes. But folks, these videos are going to help everybody. No matter where you are on your journey, no matter where you fall in the spectrum of self-reliance and self-sufficiency, this is real advice that's going to help regular working class people like us, all right? So your cheeses, save these, okay? Red pepper flakes, please check out my previous video. Red pepper flakes are great for tomato sauces, a little bit of warmth, not hot, but warm, very, very nice. You could make a fra diavolo with these, okay? A little bit goes a long way. Now let's say I use some of these red pepper flakes. Boom, 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 how you doing? All right, there's some left over. Guess what I do with this? If you saw the previous video, you'd know. I feed it to our chickens. A little homesteading tip for you, raising chickens tip. Chickens don't sense heat the way that people do. They could eat spicy foods and they're totally fine, okay? And there's also, supposedly it's also beneficial to them. So red pepper flakes, these things are everywhere. Pizza stores, wherever, a lot of different places. Stockpile. Now, as far as morality goes and not being a slob, okay, not being greedy, you don't want to grab lots of stuff. Grab what you think is a fair amount for your purchase to get value for your money, okay? It's all about value, folks. So get a sandwich, get some pizza or whatever, 2, 3, 4 of these. I think that's fair. You're good to go. And if you don't use them, you use them in the future. Another tip for you. You'll often see, I don't know if I have any right here. I think I do. Salt and pepper. Sure, if you've watched our videos, you'll know we like to use high quality salt. Redmond salt, Celtic sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, things like that. But there's a time and a place for some garbage, okay? Prepping, for example. These are great to have in your bug out bag. Camping, okay? Camping and or bugging out, those bags, whatever. Salt and pepper comes in its own little container. And again, the more I use from the stuff that's free, the less we have to use our stuff that we buy, all right? Boom, here you go, all right? Different things. You got mayo in here. We've got like soy sauce, a lot of different things. Soy sauce is great for marinades and sauces, by the way. Okay. Now, the point is, folks, when you're out at the stores, if these sauces, these seasonings, okay, if they come with the food you're buying, grab them. Have containers like these, okay? Put them in your home. Once in a while, we do kind of a fiscal fast, a pantry fast, where we'll stop purchasing food for a period of time. That is an excellent time for you to dip into your stash and use your miscellaneous stuff. Another benefit, folks, is it makes you more creative. And one of the fun things about cooking is being creative, being resourceful, using what you have. One day I might write a book that will be a whole bunch of my knowledge when back in my days when I was a single man, just turning leftovers into beautiful dishes, limited things, not a lot in the fridge, didn't have a lot of money, but being creative. And I still ate well, still ate very well, and arguably healthier than a lot of folks because I tried to reinvent things, disguise repetition, okay? You shouldn't be wasting anything, folks. Don't be those people. This is better in your stomach than it is in the landfill, okay? Talking about going green, we actually go green here. We do green things that are good for the environment and therefore other people, okay? Stockpile these things, use them up. I promise you, a little bit here, a little bit there, you're gonna be saving a massive amount of money. Another thing, lemon juice, lime juice. We don't always have the time, we don't always have access to fresh lemons, fresh limes, cutting them, juicing them, whatever. If you buy the lemon juice, buy the lime juice, preferably the more natural, okay? All natural is always better, okay? That's another great thing to add to the last little bit of your sauce or your condiment. Shake it up, boom, citrus is great. Fish, chicken, whatever, all right? One last tip. If this is maybe even more valuable to those of you who grow your own greens, grow your own lettuce, things like that. Gardeners, okay? And if you buy your own produce, still super valuable. You don't need to buy salad dressings, folks. A basic salad dressing could be made with vinegar of some sort, balsamic, and or apple cider, and or white vinegar, and some good quality, don't be cheap, olive oil, okay? With that, your dry seasonings, a little Parmesan, Maybe a little red pepper flakes, boom, a little mustard, how you doing? All right, and then I recommend also a sweetener, like maple syrup or something like that. Honey, okay? All natural sweeteners instead of like just sugar, okay? Table sugar. And you have a delicious and nutritious salad dressing. Sure, you might have to give it a few shakes before you use it, but that's all right, okay? I don't have to use a food processor or blender. I don't have to slowly pour the oil, nothing like that. It's all in one thing. I'm using containers, okay? Over and over again. And enjoy the ride, folks. Enjoy the experience, saving money to take better care of your family, take better care of yourselves, and take better care of the people in your community. And it starts with little things like this. Nicole and I are going to be putting out lots of videos with tips like this that are valuable. If you got one thing, like the apple cider, making a salad dressing in your container, if you got that, one tip, subscribe. If you learned something, subscribe. If you had fun, you got entertainment value, subscribe. If you got both, subscribe. Hit the like button, get involved in the comments below. Do you do things like this? There's a lot more I could throw out at you, but this is what's on my mind right now. Take care, everybody.